let's first talk about you a little bit. Like,
Okay.
like who are you? You know, what's your career like, so everybody can get a better feel for, like, how did you arrive here, right?
Sure. So, my name is Wen. I was born and raised in China. I've been an automotive engineer by training since college. Came to the States 2010 to do my PhD at MIT. By 2014, I got my degree and decided to start my first company. It was an enterprise SaaS company, and we sold software to municipalities and commercial real estate owners. I ran that company for about 10 years. We moved over to the Bay Area for Y Combinator back in 2015. And then my company got funded by Coastal Ventures, Slow Ventures, GovTech Fund, Aponix Capital, a bunch of good people in the Valley. And yeah, I mean, since then, I ran, October 22, my last company was acquired by another company in the industry. And I stayed there for about a year, came out, initially wanted to build a car, the next generation EV for us, everybody here, because we only have Tesla. And then, because I was a automotive engineer by training after all. But then, yeah, I mean, we raised money, but decided, the timing is not right. And everybody's screaming AI. So my co-founder, Eric, at that time, he moved to the Bay Area in the end of 23. And he was like, hey, let's build something amazing, AI agents. The future of work is not just going to be about information retrieval or whatnot. It's going to be about getting the work done for people. So that's how, everything got started,
Great. So the company started 2020.
Late 23, pretty much early 24.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So that's pretty short.
I mean, things happen fast in the AI world. I mean, ChatGPT was like in 22, so it's not that long ago.
Yeah, that's our joke is always, in the AI world, we live in doggy years, right? Every regular year is like 7 years of, AI years. So
yeah.
It's interesting, as a founder, and you mentioned, starting a car company, right? So there's lots of opportunities to go start things. So walk us a little bit about, how did you, think through the market opportunity, for this particular product, and, how did you convince yourself this is going to be big? I mean, I've been through all the waves in the Valley, starting with internet, and, after the internet was mobile, social, mobile, cloud. AI never took off. This is the first time AI has really taken off. And every time it was going to be different, right? But at the end of the day, business principles apply. Business hasn't changed for about 2,000 years in reality. And so, just thinking through how you see a business opportunity, especially for this sector, which is really rapidly changing. Can you walk us through that and what convinced you should start a company in this space and that it's going to get funded? You know what I mean?
Yeah, so to that, as of this February, we've raised $160 million. We're well funded.
What's your valuation, can you say?
Post money was 530.
Okay.
So we're very fortunate. Not like when I was running my first company. To that, I'd say, choosing the right problem to solve is more important than solving every problem right. Absolutely, to your point, Hash, we picked on this problem, or we picked on this topic because it's pretty clear that, for the first time ever in human history, something is kind of resembling us in such a astonishing way. And then you have to just kind of think okay, what do we do all day, right? How do we create value? And can we make that a lot faster, a lot better? Can we 10x that? And then, the natural kind of answer to that is, it's not just about, our first product was about search. When we got to 5 million users, we're like, okay, the future of search is not going to be about search. I mean, Perplexity is a very amazing company, but are they making money? All right. So got to take signals from the universe. And then we're like, okay, then what is the future of work going to be? What would AI really do for us? We were observing, we got inspiration from companies like Cursor, right? It's AI agent for developers. And we're like, wow, okay, why are they so successful? Well, because Cursor, push production level code to your code base for you. That's pretty amazing. And people are paying, right? And their growth is through the roof. So we're like, okay, we have about 4 million developers in the country, 30 million worldwide. Who's the next group? What is a better group? Knowledge workers. Of course, I'm a knowledge worker. I know my life. I'm way too busy and I'm spending way too much time on the things that don't really have much of, high value, high leverage. I need to be able to just work really, like Jensen Huang, with creativity and strategic thinking versus I have to write every document word by word. Like that is not best use of my time. So we know this group just like ourselves, right? Like, and then this is a really big group, and it's all over the world. Like it's pretty much everyone in the knowledge world is like struggling with similar problems. So we're like, okay, let's see what we can do. So that's how we launched our first version of Super Agent, and then it just caught on fire. It's pretty amazing. And since then, we just
Yeah, so that's a good way of thinking through it. I'm gonna kind of press you a little bit more on taking to the next level of thinking through it, right? Okay. So knowledge workers use most of us were raised on the Office suite, right? Everybody here uses PowerPoint. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean,
the Office suite. I had actually today we had a debate about Google Suite versus the Office suite. Me and one of the guests here tonight, members here tonight, and I'll never be converted to the Google Suite. This is too late for me. And now we're talking about productivity, the way people do their job being solved differently, right?
Yeah.
Office suite means I go do my research in Google. I'll get a lot of data and stuff. Then I'll go to Excel and analyze my data. Then after all of that work, I go to PowerPoint and try to generate a piece of communication, to people, right? So I'm context switching and doing all this work, as opposed to, the point you made earlier, which is what I want is slides with all of this data in it to give to my management or other people in the company. So why do I have to go do all of that work all by myself and then context switch between multiple apps? And so that seems like a compelling way of saying productivity will take a different shape. But is the business model really different from Microsoft's business model? Is it, do you look at it as knowledge workers, there's 3 billion, whatever the number is, each pay $20 a month, or is it's an enterprise license? Do you see it B2B, B2C?
Yeah, I hear you. So if we take a look at Microsoft 365, so that business unit by itself makes about $40 billion a year for Microsoft, okay? It's mega. Now, why do people love it? Because
I don't love it. I never said being forced into it means I love it.
Why do people pay for it?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, why do people?
IT department made me.
Yeah, right. So yeah, because by far from the last era, that's just kind of the from the tools perspective, it's the best already, right? And the business model goes license or subscription. And if we go deeper, like the cost of goods sold for Microsoft 365 is like zero, unless it's hosted on the cloud and then electricity, sure. But now with AI, it's no longer about tools. It's about getting the work done. It's actually the work by itself. So the way we get the work done is through consuming and generating tokens. So the economy now is a token economy. And that's why also our fee structure is you pay $25 a month as individuals, kind of subscription. You get in on this platform. We allocate 10,000 credits to you. Now, every time you build a slide deck, you build a software application, the net outcome is, production work. That's worth something, right? Like Matthew, that's worth $5,000. So, on the one hand, yes, I mean, when tokens are being consumed, we pay OpenAI, Anthropic, Google, and all the open source model hosting services, right, on API calls. So that's money out of the door. That's our cost of goods sold. On the other side, yes, we charge our users for the work done. So the difference is actually pretty big. It's no longer about giving you a tool and let you work. Human beings are no longer the very kind of the agent to make work happen. It's AI now. We're the directors. AI is the actor, right? I stole this from Kyle Vogt, the founder of Cruise. He wrote this on X. He said, with AI, we're no longer actors, we're all directors. And if we could do good work, comes down to if we have good taste on product, if we have good understanding on technology architecture, it comes down to that. Our judgment will call us, our expertise, and just how well we know about our clients' needs. Not so much about can I write a document fast enough. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Actually, from the audience here, how many people use various LLMs in the course of getting their work done on a daily basis? Like it's
wow.
like part of your process. So like outside of California, you'll get a very different answer. By the way, for those of you who have.
Oh, Hash, you'd be surprised.
Yeah. Okay.
I have to chime in here. So I was in Nashville last week. Launched Tennessee. State of Tennessee had this startup and investor event. And I was at this reception. I was like just having a drink. All of a sudden, this big guy both jumped at me. Wen, are you from Genspark? I'm like, yes. What's going on? He's like, oh, I love you guys. I recommend you guys to every person I know. I'm like, wait. Who are you? What do you do? He's like, I'm Sean. I'm a U.S. Air Force turned fractional CFO. Before I go out and then try getting clients, like the big consulting shops like McKinsey, Bain, they're crushing me. But now with you guys, I beat them. I'm like, wow, what? That's amazing. So yeah, that's definitely outside Silicon Valley. No one jumped at me yet here in Silicon Valley. Now that's just an anecdote, but
we can make that happen tonight.
But truly, when I went to Tokyo, I was absolutely surprised. Folks there, the passion of AI adoption, it's like everybody just wants to get onto it. It's amazing. I'm saying we're all privileged here, folks. We're absolutely privileged here to be, in the center of AI. I mean, they're all like, okay, we're gonna get on whatever we can get our hands on. So I'd say,
right.
It's happening.
It's funny. I just came back from living in Tokyo for a year. I can tell you, digital transformation in Japan was not trivial. So in that context, I mean, do you consider yourself a B2B company or a B2C company, or is that not so relevant anymore? Is that kind of a hazy thing now?
I mean, from a adoption standpoint, it does matter. So what happened with our company is back in April when we just launched, we did no like advertisement. It was all word of mouth. I mean, by mid-May, we launched our socials, right? Like LinkedIn, our X, our Instagram. And then people just picked it up. Basically, this kind of is similar to what happened to ChatGPT, right? Like at that time, they didn't do any ad. They did the Super Bowl commercial like last year, right? That was like 2 years later. In the beginning, they grew to about 100 million users like within a month. Yep. It's all word of mouth. So in the past decades, internet really got built. This distribution friction is like really low. If you're good, people are gonna find you and they're gonna use you. So it was all product-led growth, pure PLG. Now coming into June, July timeframe, all of a sudden we're hearing, getting a lot of inbound increase from corporate folks, household names, like big consulting firms, head of North America, covering 3 countries. They were like, we want you. Do you have SOC 2 Type 2? Okay, fun. So had to basically hire, Vanta, now a technology partner of ours, signed up all the frameworks, ISO 27001, 4201, SOC 2 Type 2, GDPR, and we're just having fun over there right now with a goal to, complete all the frameworks by the end of this year. And then also, PE firms in Japan, investment banks from London, oil gas companies from Bogota, Colombia, government agencies from Dubai. So the UAE AI delegation, they were in our office last week after they visited OpenAI, DeepMind, all of these giants. They came in, and then this is also to your earlier kind of comment. The first thing, the chief AI officer of Dubai Electricity and Water Authority. Now, this is the entity that is going to be behind all the energy needs for the Stargate project over there. And the executive director of Dubai Center for AI, they sat down. They were like, when the first thing we want to cover, we have 2 bugs to report from your last product release. I'm like, what? You guys are users? They were like, we're power users. Of course. I go to every meeting. I use Genspark meeting notes for all my in-person meetings. I can't live without that. So we do have AI meeting notes on your Apple Watch. Okay, so you just do this and you just do this, and then it records everything 5 minutes after your in-person meeting. Full summary, highlights, takeaway, actionable item. You don't have to just be awkward with your phone or like, I gotta scribble. No, none of that. You just do this. So I was absolutely surprised that, and then in about 5 minutes, we talked a little bit about weather and food, and they were like, okay, let's talk about context engineering. I'm like, what? They're very technical. So yeah, I mean, I'm absolutely blown away by just, how these government officials from UAE would know so much about the state of the art of AI, and they're truly here being, just extremely hands-on. Yeah. And they would visit a scrappy little startup in their very tight schedule, besides going to see OpenAI, talking the big projects. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I mean, this supports this notion that B2B, B2C is a bit fuzzy these days, right?
Yeah.
People go look for the stuff, they try it at home, they want to try it at work.
Yeah. That's exactly what happened, actually. So the employees would try it and they would push it to their leadership, to their IT department. And then, yeah.
I mean, in a way, Zoom was like that, right? People started to put $7 a month on their own credit card, and nobody, your management signs off without knowing what they're signing off.
For me, I was always like the 40 minutes cut off. And then I'm going to ask my company, pay for this.
Yeah, exactly. So that's an interesting, which we'll talk about adoption in a minute, but it does matter. I was a chief digital officer for a few years, and we have our list of questions, right? Which is, SOC 2, 12701, et cetera. If you don't meet those things, we gotta find a way to. And what happens is, as you've known, the core of the product becomes small compared to the boundary of enterprise grade stuff you have to build around it.
Yeah.
To become enterprise grade, and that costs a lot of money, of course, and a lot of effort.
Sorry, Hash, I do apologize. I parked my car at this garage. They said they got off at 8. So I might have to, still pick up the car. I know.
Okay.
But how many more questions do you have?
Let me see
audience? And please, reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'm there. If you have events, invite me. I love parties.
Okay. All right. Why don't we open it to the audience since we don't have a lot of time.
Thank you.
So,
all right.
Go ahead.
Please.
Yeah, my question is in the line of what you were talking about in the competitive landscape. For context, one, I'm also a mechanical engineer by background, and 2, I work at Microsoft. I'm working on teams and agents and teams. So this accounts for some bias in this question. But I'm really curious in how you see your competitive advantages, because you're kind of in the middle in the sense of you're competing against like established players who have big distribution advantages, Google and Microsoft, right, in the productivity space. And then you're also competing against a lot of startups who are like the typical startup approaches. You go after like a niche, a specific like vertical, so Cursor with developers, or maybe Gamma for presentations, and you're like kind of trying to do it all. So like I'm really, and then there's these others, like OpenAI, which I don't even consider a startup anymore, is also even doing this. So how do you see yourself in this competitive landscape?
This is a really cool question. So it's actually 2 questions in my head. So when it comes to the big guys like LLM companies, OpenAI launched ChatGPT Agent a few weeks back, and Anthropic is going after the financial industry and obviously cloud code. So all of these things are happening. So I would say when it comes to us, the way we look at the world is we bet on a future. Two things. We bet on a future there are going to be more models and more capable models, 1,000 models to bloom, versus like there's going to be one company and just one model. So because in that world, it's really dangerous. Exactly as you said, that one company is going to do everything. But as long as everybody's constantly pushing out the world's latest model and best model, we absolutely have the opportunity to work with everybody and put their models at the right task at the right time. So take advantage of everybody's strength. And they all pitch to us, hey, use us, because we have volume. Why do we have volume? We love our users. We craft our product. We craft our product to make our users happy, to make them produce with minimum effort and best quality. It's a dynamic thing. There's no moat. That's our philosophy. There's no moat. Disruptors getting disrupted all the time, faster. Like back in 22, everybody was talking about Copilot for code generation. And then it's Windsurf and Cursor. And then now it's Claude Code. Who knows what's going to happen tomorrow, right? So there's in no world you could say, okay, we have PMF. Now let's just optimize for tweaking on this one little thing and then just make more money and double down on that one thing. No, that is dangerous. We ship on a weekly basis. Not only because we can, 80% of the code is written by AI. We're just responsible for the taste and the architecture. Not only because we can, because we have to. When we do that, though, we have one central thesis. That is, the future of work is going to be about humans, not going to be about tools. So we follow that, and then based off our base technology, the 3 layers technology I mentioned, model orchestration, tools, and then the grounding, the factual database, we can push out so many capabilities to cover all the tasks you have. Now, a friend of mine works at Microsoft AI. Feels like, you guys ship so fast. What do you do? How do you do that? I'm like, how many people you guys have? 10,000. And she's like, how about you guys? 30. That's how you ship. You don't have to have 2 meetings before you can get online. I mean, we absolutely, so my co-founder Eric, he was one of the fastest promoted PM at Microsoft. We respect Microsoft a lot, and he's learned us a ton. He was one of the earliest people responsible for Bing search. And all of those technical kind of insights, how things work, absolutely benefits us today. But when it comes, it's that dilemma, right? Like the successful companies become so big, and then it's just hard to move quickly. And we basically just focus on the things that really matter, which is one thing, product. We just focus on product. Please, yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about your product prioritization and how you think about it?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So actually, this is the flip side of the same question. If I say we don't prioritize, does that sound like too? I mean, so when it comes to prioritization, it's really 2 things for us. The balance on what we wanted to release, next, versus how much we craft on, existing products, so it's actually better and better. Users don't feel like frustrated with little things. It's that balance. It's not about picking, we build this or we don't build that. I mean, that comes down to common sense. Like, yeah, we're all knowledge workers. We know what's more important. Let's just build all the things that we need, and But yeah, it is a balance between the way we evaluate this, though, is one metric. It's the user retention month over month. Right now, we're like 75, 80% month over month, which is actually, pretty. But it's two kind of, I'm giving out all secrets tonight.
Good, keep going.
So it's 2 things. It's 2 things. One
I should have stopped talking earlier.
Well, no. So one is about, make the product better, experience better, and people feel like, okay, all my problems are being solved, and I keep loving it. But then when we release the more new things, more valuable things, people loved it more. So we're like, okay, this is how we're gonna go. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, and I really need to get my card. Please, yeah.
So part of AI Collective, we're hosting a Future of Work event.
Amazing. I'm there.
But I'm curious about, in this knowledge work future, a lot of it is based on taste context, experience, what would be the angle for an early career professional that hasn't done that yet?
I love that question. So about 4 or 5 weeks ago, we pushed out a program. We say new grads hiring program on our software team. Why did we do that? Because we kind of got to the understanding after talking to a lot of seasoned folks that it's just how people view AI. If people are willing to embrace it, and if they're jumping onto it to take advantage of it, although it's not perfect yet, matters a lot in today's world. As I mentioned, we as a company, we're an AI native company. 80% of code is written by AI. Otherwise, we won't be able to ship weekly. If you're not willing to take on those, latest tech, there's no way that we can work together. So that's how we think about it. So experience, absolutely great and important. Expertise, it helps you on, make good judgmental calls. That is where the human potential comes in. But for younger folks, I would say if you become really, really good at using AI, human beings only compete with human beings. Human beings don't compete with AI. Come on, right? So that's just it. You want to be the best people who are using, great tools like Claude Code, ChatGPT, and Genspark Super Agent, right? You don't want to be like, AI, I haven't heard of it. Then you're out, for sure, yeah. Please.
How do you define success at Genspark?
Success at Genspark, that's such a loaded question. To be honest, I think it's really just, if we're building, I'm gonna quote Paul Graham, make something people want. Are we making something people want? Is how we kind of judge it. So far, from all signals, it seems like, but it's not like a yes or no or a black-white thing, right? It's more of a, at what scale or to what extent you're doing that. So we constantly, strive to, make our product better, and that's just, I'd say success is if our product is continuously getting better and better and better. And we're not gonna want it to be stagnant there. Wow. Sorry. Yeah, so I think, this gentleman, and then, Catherine, and
Go ahead,
Please,
Majid. Yeah.
So as the world shifts to this being the real standard for work, I mean, it was writing, typewriters, Microsoft Word, now it's, right? Where do you think that the economy will place value, given that there's a finite amount of slides to be made and documents to be written? What are these people going to do? What's the role of human in 20 years?
I love that question. So there is a very fundamental assumption there. There's finite amount of presentations to be built. All right. So well, I'm not saying I'm against the idea, but what I am saying is, though, look.
As a manager, I'm going to stop you there. I don't want to look at any more presentations. I
hear
hope
ya.
there is a finite amount.
Let's jump out of that, right? So what I mean by that is, let's look. If we wanted the wisdom for future, we look back at the history, right? Does anyone wash their laundry hands-on, manually today? No one, right? I don't do that. I use the laundry machine. But if you live like 1,000 years ago, you have to, unless you're a feudal lord or like super rich. That's just how, and then I guarantee you we wash more laundry than 1,000 years ago. More people, sure, but each of us are, human demand is ever growing. It's like the expanding universe. Our demand grows with the progress of civilization. There's no question. The more we can do, the more we can consume. I'm not saying good or bad. I'm just saying that's humanity. That's humanity, right? And we just got to be aware of that. Yes, I hope we don't see more presentations, but life can be a lot better. Life can be a lot better. The life quality of each of us are probably better than a king like 1,000 years ago, right? I think that's the whole point. Let AI make our lives a lot better. Now, I am not saying we ignore the pain in this process. There's going to be pain, right? I am encouraging everyone, take advantage, especially folks here in the Bay Area, take advantage of this privilege of being so close to AI and become the best. And just benefit from it. I was at this other event at YC Alum Demo Day. Gary Tan was interviewing Vinod Khosla. Vinod Khosla said something. He said, people who take advantage of AI is going to do really well. He didn't say people who invent AI is going to do really well. So I say we all have that opportunity. Yeah. I think my car is gonna get towed.
Yeah, I think.
Please, sorry, one more in the back end, yeah.
Yeah, one thing that's always impressed me that's different in your product than a lot of other products is that memory is sprinkled through all the individual applications, templates and slides, these different pieces where there's agentic memory. Can you talk about how you plan on developing that in the product in the future and how much the context of my work that I'm already doing inside of Genspark will inform other products?
Yeah, I wish I could just quickly show you there, but can you press on that button, Hash?
Yeah.
Please, yeah. So let me put it this way. All of us have so much context, and we already built full integrations on API level with Microsoft Suite, Google Suite, Slack, Notion. For example, today for Slack, I'm just going to ask Genspark, hey, let me do this. So all of these integrations and 500 plus MCP servers. So basically, I don't really read Slack channels, and I will like summarize this channel for the past 7 days for me, like, right? So that's how we should all be working. Like, why do I have to browse, each message? So goes with emails, so goes with, Notion pages, information retrievals, summarizing. We need information to move to the next steps. We don't need to browse through everything. So yeah, the software tools we've built in the past, those are great infrastructure. We take advantage of it. System of records, databases, they all become kind of one form or shape of memory for us. But when it comes to getting work done, the interface is no longer going to be those clunky tools. It's going to be our very natural human language, and we just see things, we say things, and then we get work done. Please, yeah. And then I really need to run.
All right.
Please, I'll stand up. Yeah, go ahead, please.
I'll drive you home.
Thank you. Yeah.
How do you decide on like the performance to cost trade-off? Because obviously like the top models, the premium ones, are a lot more expensive, especially with higher thinking budget.
Yeah.
I'm guessing to get like very performant products and like what you were providing, like you probably have to do some of those.
Yeah. So I love the question. So essentially, people have this kind of misunderstanding. Oh, GPT-5 is better than 4 and whatnot just because of the naming. All these models, they have their own strength, and they all have their own strength, right? And what that means is and when they optimize their models, a lot of times they have their own evaluation benchmark framework. That is not necessarily optimized for your particular task. So what we do is for each of the super agent we built for you, we optimize that for you from a context engineering standpoint, and we put the right model at the right time to the right tasks. So it's not necessarily for one particular task, the more VO3 is the best for it. It's most token consuming, sure. It's definitely not the best if you're trying to write a piece of code, right? Don't use VO3 to write code. If you're plotting a chart, we ask Code to write in Python in Jupyter Notebook instead of like asking GPT image to generate it. Yeah. Obviously, right? That makes a difference. So it comes down to the evaluation framework. It comes down to how you basically, based off your understanding of the work, the nature of the work results, put together the best combination. And a lot of times, because we leverage a lot of open source models, we strive to minimize the cost of the tokens for our users, absolutely. And I hope one day, all of these tokens just get closer to electricity, cost. And it's a utility. We all need AI, but hopefully it's like us breathing air and just drinking water. We don't have to worry about it. We all rely on it, but yeah, hopefully that's the future. And I think, yeah, we wanted to be a part of, making that happen.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Wen.
Thank you. Thank you.
Really